Welcome to another video, the first trip of many, where the cats and I explore Lal Lal. The first place that we headed to was the Lal Lal blast furnace. Before we got down to the car park, I just had to stop and check it out. There was this beautiful view of the dam. I didn't stop there for long because I didn't want to lose the light. So I went down the hill, let the cats out, and I began my walk. Along the way, they have all of these different signs talking about the history. I think if you want to read them, maybe just pause the video. Personally, I find history really interesting. Before too long, I made it down to the actual blast furnace itself, and I will say I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I definitely understand having to preserve historical sites, but I think it would have been amazing if you could have gotten even just a little bit closer. From the viewing platform, you could choose to either go back the way that you came or keep walking a little bit, and there's another option. You can just go back up to the parking lot from there. The path and the historical walk aren't necessarily the most accessible. If you have attempted it, I would say this is probably the point that you should just head back. You can enjoy the picnic tables, hang out and enjoy the scenery. Option number 3, you keep on walking, where they have a few more historical signs that give you a fuller picture of the things that happened in the area at the time. I obviously chose option number 3, and so I kept on walking. I came across like a big roundabout that had a big rock in the middle. There was a plaque on it talking about the dam. From there, there's a sneaky kind of little spot that I almost missed that takes you down to the other viewing area. It's not to view the blast furnace, it's purely to check out views of the dam. I don't know if the video really does it justice, but it is definitely very cool looking out over the dam, and you can somewhat see where the falls are. It always makes me sad when I come across places that people have vandalized, especially given this is like national park and has native history. Though I did get a little bit of amusement out of where somebody's written 100% you are gay, because correct, just like on a whiteboard thing under the statistics. Again, if you want to actually read any of this, I recommend pausing the video. I did find another little path thing, but when I went down, there was just like a locked gate, and they're talking about how they have security cameras. So I took a quick video, but I left again. I came back up to where the toilet block is and had a quick little exploration through there just to see what they were like more than anything. Around the back of the toilet block, they had this like door that just gave creepy vibes. There was nothing exciting to see though, so I headed back across to the cats and we went for a walk. For the most part, I just let them do their thing. However, you never want to travel in the same direction, do you? I had a friend comment on whether or not I let them off the lead when out, and whilst I don't think there's any risk to them running away, like they know that the van is home, my concern is that they'll destroy or kill the wildlife. It's not really a human accessible part. Despite getting like constantly stuck and tangled up on each other and all sorts of things, the cats definitely have a great time when they're out, and honestly I have a great time watching them. Pippi's much more of a climber than what Maverick is, and for the most part Maverick just enjoys standing there being on the lookout, but as long as they're both happy, getting enrichment and all of that sort of thing, I'm happy too. Look at you, you're so clever, even when you get tangled. Pips, can you come please? I definitely had my concerns about bringing the cats into the van life, though I also could never do life without having them, especially Maverick. Mavi's the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal. Maverick has been with me for 5-6 years almost, and has like literally kept me alive. But Pippi's crazy energy just makes me smile all the time too, so I couldn't live without hers either. Seeing her just experience and see the world, especially when she's only 8 months old, is just a very wholesome thing. It's definitely hilarious to manage the two of them. We're losing progress. It's very peaceful to just be wandering through nature, watching the cats explore, and just existing in the space that is. I think we were wandering around for about 2 hours before I managed to get them heading back towards the van again so that we could have dinner. But when they're having so much fun, I can't bring myself to stop them. There's so many incredible things in this world that I want them to see and to be able to experience, which might sound stupid because they're just cats, but it's the honest truth. And I hope that one day I get to do this with a child or children too. It helps me to slow down and view things from a different lens. How did you keep falling? Remember how amazing things are, because as humans, I don't think we really do that often enough. The world moves so quickly around us, and everyone's just trying to make money to survive with not really enough time to live. And that's why I have such a focus on doing just that, just living. Me and the cats in the van. You're on the wrong side of a tree again, bud. So after detangling the cats about 1,000 times, lots of tree climbing, smelling all the new smells, and tasting all the weird tasting bushes. Pippi, stay out of the gutter, please. We finally made it back to the van, had dinner. I did a few hours of editing whilst the cats were free to roam. Pippi. And then went to bed so that we could get up in the morning and have more adventures. There were a lot of places to choose from in the area, but I landed on the water tower. There's a ladder at the water tower that seems to be okay to climb, as in it's not fenced off or there's no signs or anything like that. But I will say it was super sketchy climbing up there. Like, it holds your weight and everything fine. It just is very interesting ladder in how high up it goes, and it's quite steep. It's just a very strange feeling. There's not necessarily a whole lot to see when you get to the top. I might just post the photos on like social media or something, but it was interesting to see, especially for somebody that is quite interested in history. Fun fact, I studied both ancient and modern history in year 11 and 12. I keep going through on Google Maps and saving a whole heap of places that I want to visit whenever I have the time and I'm in the area. I feel like I have an excessive amount of historical sites. Even where people have left a review being like, not really worth it, I'm still like, I want to go and check that out. I do often gravitate back to the same places and everything that, you know, are familiar to me. Typical autism, lacking routine. But then ADHD part of me is like, let's go everywhere, let's do everything. And I think at some point the two of them will come together so that I can go and explore a whole heap of places. And definitely not just historical sites either. Given how much I enjoy taking photos, I would want it to be a spot that has good subjects to take photos of, or somewhere that to do poi. If you don't know what poi is, you should look into it. It's a New Zealand cultural thing and it's a lot of fun, although I'm still in pretty early days of learning how to do it. And there's so many different types of poi too, so I'm personally learning contact poi, but there's a bunch of different options out there. Digressing back, the cats had a great time climbing through windows. I managed to get a few really cute photos of them as well. Last stop, Buninyong Botanical Gardens. Did it pass your vibe check, maybe? I think they're quite beautiful. The rich and poor meet together. The cats collectively probably spent a total of 3 minutes outside of the van there though. They just didn't seem interested. There were people doing lawn bowls, so I don't know if it was just that. They were kind of like not keen because of the sound. It's not unlike them. Even though the cats weren't particularly interested exploring there, at least I can tick it off my list of places that I've been. And at some point, hopefully, I will have explored a lot of Victoria, and then a lot of Australia, and then a lot of the world. But in saying that, who knows where life is going to go? I imagine that things won't necessarily happen in that order, especially as I have been invited to go to Thailand next year. Anyway, that's enough of me yapping. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.